First and foremost, as always, we want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh,
Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth through the Holy Spirit. And we want to give a special peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. All right, we out here on the, what is this, the 4th of July, all right? So this is the day that Babylon gained its independence, correct? So-called, what was it, 1776? Yeah, 1776, all right? And we all know that America came out of Great Britain, all right? And we know that this is an Edomite society. So today, what we're here to do is rebuke this place, all right, like we normally do, and to come out and push the vibration out there that the Lord needs to come quicker so this place can be utterly destroyed, man. So let me get that real quick.
You can start verse 8.
Yeah.
It's Isaiah chapter 47, verse 8. Therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection.
They shall come upon thee in their perfection, because everything that the Lord, all the judgments that the Lord is going to send on this place is going to come in their perfection, because those are judgments from the Heavenly Father. So everything is going to come perfected. Go ahead.
For the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thine enchantments.
Hey, even today is an enchantment on our people, because they're celebrating Babylon the Great, when really you was brought over here for a punishment and to be held captive. So even today is a form of an enchantment.
Oh, definitely, man. Because when you read the news reports the day after, like 4th of July, in the hood is when a lot of shootings happen, man. You know, especially in Chicago's going to be lit up tonight.
They've been lit up all weekend. Just like with Cinco de Mayo. The Latinos and Hispanics celebrate Cinco de Mayo, but that was just Mexico getting its independence from Spain. Just like America getting its independence from Great Britain. So these days are not our days. You celebrating the independence of the Edomites.
I got a precept if I can just make this quick one.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is the book of Amos, chapter 5, verse 21. I despise your feast days, and I will not smell in your solemn assemblies.
Yeah, so we got to come, ultimately Jake has to come out of the ways of this world, but we understand that the majority of our people, they're going to be stuck in Babylonian society. Go ahead.
Though ye offer me burnt offerings and your meat offerings, will I not accept them, neither will I regard the peace offerings of your fat beast.
Yeah, now there's a lot of Jakes, they don't keep the high holy days, but they'll keep the days of America Babylon the Great, like Christmas, Thanksgiving, Halloween, Easter, Valentine's Day. Now the Lord ain't gonna drop you dead if you eat some barbecue. It's a balance to it, The Lord ain't gonna strike you because you eating a plate, but don't go out and get a red, white, and blue polo.
And then when they have these, when they celebrate these holidays, like if you got all your family over, your grandmother, like before we eat, we gonna pray around everybody, pray around the food and shit. But the Lord said He's not gonna hear that.
Right.
He's not gonna hear your prayers and your meat offerings.
Yeah, because we don't want to confuse the younger Jakes. Your family invites you over, and you go sit in the corner. It's like, fuck that. No, I ain't fucking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No, it ain't like that. But the Lord knows your spirit. The Lord knows our hearts. The Lord knows we ain't with this, man.
Right.
We ain't with this place. That was it.
I got a little more.
Go ahead.
Take thou away from me the noise of thy songs, for I will not hear the melody of thy viols.
Oh, man. melody, man. That you know, and a melody represents what? A certain vibration, okay? And there's a certain vibration that hits on this day, okay? It's a very festive day for our people, especially, man, because you know, Jake, they really like to turn up at these barbecues.
Well, when
They
we was
go all
young,
out. They spend money they don't have.
when we was younger, you used to make sure you had an outfit for today. That was like you had to have the outfit. It was like kind of like Easter.
Yeah, Easter.
Yeah, you had to have an outfit.
Certain days you had to have an outfit.
That shows you how mentally gone we were, man. Now we on the highways and the byways on today, you know.
They're getting wasted, man.
Yeah.
You know, that's why there's so much shootings. There's many. Well, hey, there's many riots on this day. You know, and it's always in the hood, man.
I got some right quick too after you.
This is the last one. But let judgment run down as waters, and righteousness as a mighty stream.
Because when that judgment come through, it's going to come through like raging waters, like a flood. This Ecclesiastes chapter 7 verse 2. It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting.
Yep.
For that is the end of all men.
Yeah, because when you in the house of mourning, you in the spirit. You know, ultimately, you in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, sighing and crying. You know, but in the house of feasting, you dwelling with the pleasures of the flesh, and we know that it's better to dwell in the spirit than to dwell in the flesh, because the spirit leads to everlasting life. Go ahead.
And the living will lay it to his hurt. Sorrow is better than laughter.
Yep.
For by the sadness of the countenance, the heart is made better.
Yeah, but by the sadness of the countenance, the heart is made better. So right now, it's better for us to be, like I said, in the spirit. You know, because what did the Lord say? The words that I speak to you, they are spirit and they are life.
That's right.
You know, so that's the spirit we in. The reason why we in the spirit of sighing and crying is because we want the Lord to set that mark on us, the Thawa, which is to be exempt from judgment. All these people, the majority of these people, they're gonna be judged, man. They're gonna get horrific judgments, and we want to be covered and protected by the Lord. Go back to Isaiah. Go ahead.
The heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth.
Yeah, the house of the wise is in the house of mourning. The house of fools is in the house of mirth. And what did the Lord say? He said He's going to take the mirth away from out of the land.
And ain't no reason for our people to be in a festive spirit, because you know they pushing that max, saying that it might be mandatory. They might be having the military in September. It's a lot of things going on to where it's you not even supposed to be. You really not in reality if you in the
in the
cheerful,
in a festive state.
Yeah, that's why I said a lot of these people, they faking, especially these Edomites. They're faking, pretending like everything is okay, but they know their society is still in a shaky mode.
Hey,
you know?
man, they were saying that house prices could double.
Yeah.
Because the cost of the wood is so much that it's going to increase the price of all houses, man.
They said
Hey,
even rent going up.
Yeah, I went to Just Pizza to go get some slices and shit yesterday, and they got signs, and I seen somebody did a video on it that they got signs saying, due to the chicken wing crisis, that the prices is extremely higher than usual. So the price of chicken is going up, and all types of meat's going up too.
Food prices.
They had
You said the wood going
the
up?
other day. It was $1.50 a wing, $15 for 10 wings. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's it.
That's crazy. And I went to the movies the day before yesterday, and they had signs up saying card payments preferred. They don't even want you to use cash. So you got prices going up, and they don't even want you to use cash.
And we know what that's leading to.
This is Isaiah chapter 47, verse 10. In thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee.
See, Esau actually trusts in his wickedness. He believes that that's the right way. You know, when he puts out poison in the food, he actually believes that's beneficial. You know? Remember it was a fucking coin shortage?
Yeah, that's
How's it a coin shortage?
Right.
That don't even make sense.
Yeah.
His little wicked tactics, man. He believes that that's better for his society to move forward.
Yeah, what did they destroy coins? They didn't destroy no fucking coins. How could there be a shortage if they
All
destroyed
the
damn
people are
coins?
hoarding the coins.
They're hoarding the
Them
coins.
shits ain't going nowhere.
Coin Star saying you will not take our coins.
Go ahead.
And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. Therefore shall evil come upon thee.
So the Lord is promising evil upon these devils, man. Because whatever you dish out, that's what you're going to get back. And the only thing that they've dished out is enchantments. They touch the Lord's people, the apple of his eye,
Precept.
you know. And they're constantly trying to kill Jake in every way that they can. So the Lord is going to bring evil upon these devils, man. Got something real quick?
Galatians 6 and 7. Be not deceived. Yahweh is not mocked.
Right.
For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap.
Whatever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. And Esau's track record is so damn bloody, man. He loves blood. That's why the Lord said that, because you have not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Because you had that perpetual hatred, man. So blood's going to pursue you. Like we read in Isaiah, evil shall come upon thee. Go ahead.
Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth.
Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, meaning evil's going to come upon these devils, and they're going to be in scramble mode, trying to save his kingdom. Go ahead.
And mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off. And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know.
You look like a zoo. What if somebody came down the street and took a picture of you? Hey. Fucking faggot. Go ahead. Yeah, you a fucking faggot. You like taking pictures of men, you a faggot. Go ahead. Fuck
Which
these
thou
devils,
shalt not
man.
know.
You give a fuck
right.
about these
Right.
Edomites.
Hey, I went to jail for that.
I'm just saying, like, that shit is
No,
ignorant,
I
bro.
know, it was.
No,
it
not,
was
not what you saying.
No,
You
yeah.
walking down the street with your girl and the dude just... This ain't no
yeah.
fucking zoo, man. Fuck you, Edomite. I'm gonna start cussing you motherfuckers out, man.
It's back
Fuck
on again.
Fucking faggot, man. Go ahead.
Stand now with thine enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorcery.
You low level devils, man. You low level devils. All right, and we gonna call you what you are. You a bunch of freaks and faggots, man.
That's right.
Look at the vibration your elites pushing the earth.
And
That's
I-
freakism.
And you're under that spell,
Yeah.
whether you know it or not.
And it's not the first time this thing has happened. You know, the Roman Catholic, in every kingdom that the Edomites have ruled in, there was always some faggot shit going on.
It was
You
either
know,
homosexuality or pedophilia.
when you going into to the Greeks, they was well known for that homosexuality.
Yeah,
When you go into the Roman Catholics, you know, the Roman Catholic Church, you know, they're very known for touching little boys. You know,
worshiping Mary, man. They pray
Right.
to Mary more than they pray to so-called Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why it came from Rome, right? Rome
Yeah.
was also known. You had the Greeks, which were known for homos and boy touching. Right? Remember that line in 300 where they said that the Athenians were what? Philosophers and boy lovers.
Yeah.
You know.
And all of those Roman Catholic priests that always get swept under the rug. Because that's what they about.
Even when there was that big sting here in Buffalo. Remember, that shit was all over the news, but they just swept it right under the rug. Ain't none of them go to jail. So some of them resigned and some of them stayed in their position.
Yeah. And,
You got something?
You had the Romans. What was it? They were known for taking, because the Romans, they conquered a lot of land. They were known for taking the little boys and making them as their own personal slaves, man. It got so bad that they had to make laws about it. You know.
Good, man. Go ahead, bro.
Wherein thou hast labored from thy youth.
Yep, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. The wicked are estranged from the womb. Go ahead.
If so be thou shalt be able to profit. If so be thou mayest prevail.
And we know that these devils are not going to prevail because it tells you in Revelations that they prevailed not. So they're not going to prevail. Like in their Hollywood movies, somehow they defeat the chariots and then the American trumpets and shit start playing. And then niggas come from under the gravel and the soldiers, they like they won the war. That's not going to happen. That's Hollywood.
Yeah, but I precept.
Go ahead.
This is the book of Second Maccabees.
Bacteria.
It's the book of Second Maccabees, chapter 7, verse 31. And thou hast been the author of all mischief against the Hebrews, shall not escape the hands of Yahweh. For we suffer because of our sins. And though the living Lord be angry with us a little while for our chastening and correction, yet shall he be at one again with his servants.
Yeah, so the Lord was angry with us. That's why we went through all the slavery and the BS, being on the bottom of the heathens. Read that part again. He was angry with us for a little while. It's like your father put you on a punishment, right?
Yeah, time out.
Go ahead.
It say, for we suffer because of our sins.
Yep, because we went against the law, statutes, and commandments. Go ahead.
And though the living Lord be angry with us for a little while, for our chastening and correction, yet shall he be at one again with his servants.
Yeah, meaning that the Lord is going to come back to us. That's why he's raising us up in these latter days. That's why you see the men on the highways and the byways teaching. He's coming back one with us. He's gathering his elect to speak, to teach, his mouthpiece. Go ahead.
But thou, O godless man, talk about the Edomites, and of all other most wicked, be not lifted up without a cause, nor puffed up with uncertain hopes, lifting up thy hand against the servants of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai.
Yeah, and that's what he does. He lifts up his hands against us. You know? Constantly trying to bring us down or demonize us. Make us seem like we're a menace to his society. Go ahead.
And say,
which we are, but in righteousness.
That's right.
We are a menace to his society because we're speaking out against it. And we're speaking about, we don't want this kingdom. We want the kingdom of heaven.
That's right.
Go ahead.
for you have not yet escaped the judgment of the Almighty Power who sees all things.
The eyes of the Lord are 10 times, how's it go?
10,000 times.
Yeah, the Lord sees all things. All your wickedness you're doing, Esau, the Lord sees you. Go ahead.
For our brethren who now have suffered short pain are dead under Yahweh's covenant of everlasting life, but through the judgment of Yahweh shall receive just punishment for thy pride.
Y'all, I just gotta say this, y'all Edomites, man. Y'all just, you're weird, man.
They weird as hell, bro.
They act so fucking weird, man.
Yeah.
That's how you know when you see a speckled bird. You can tell a world of difference, man.
Because I was coming from this way. It's like an overpass, and I seen this white lady. She was like well dressed, this Edomite lady, but she like went like it's like blocked off near the train tracks. And she went like under the overpass, and she was just like, I'm like, what the fuck is she doing? Like, it was like weird. Like, you ain't even supposed to go back there. And she like just sat down, then she got up, then she started. I'm like, what is she doing? I'm like, I was like, yo, she weird as hell.
Yeah, we've been seeing some strange Edomite behavior in the earth, man. Y'all weird as hell. Like me and Yasharan was doing a sit down at the park.
Oh yeah.
And these Edomites, they just kept walking past us. I think they was ear hustling.
Yeah.
They was acting weird as hell, man.
Literally 5 or 6 times, man. And then I seen one of them dudes at the place I work, and he fucking waved to me like a fucking weirdo and said hi.
He thought you were the bug out too.
Some strange behavior, man.
Yo, but listen, man. But that's why the scriptures describe them as a strange nation, because they're strange, man. The spirit that's in them is not upright in them.
Right.
You know, the scriptures talk about that. Yeah.
Because Esau wants to get in the DNA. Their DNA is different.
Right.
It's just different.
It's crazy.
13. All right, go ahead.
Isaiah 47:13. Thou art weary in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologers and the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators.
Prognosticators, right. All them that zodiac bullshit where they look for the different constellations in the sky to determine when they do certain kind of events or take certain kinds of action. That's what they do, man. They go to the stars. They look at them celestial events.
Isaiah 26.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. Behold, they shall be as stubble. The fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame.
Power of the flame.
And this go hand in hand with Malachi. They shall burn as stubble. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it.
See how we started off rebuking our own people, and then all it took was one little
spirit.
Edomite. If he would have kept his phone in his pocket, he would just walk by just like everybody else.
And it's really something ignorant to do. Like, you just taking pictures of people. That's ignorant. Like, you just stop it.
Got it. Yep. This is Isaiah. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 26, verse 10. Let favor be shown to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness?
Yeah, let favor be shown to the wicked, and yet will he not learn righteousness, because it's not in Esau to be righteous. He doesn't have it. He doesn't have a righteous bone in his body. He was the vessel unto dishonor.
That's right.
He was created to be wicked. He was formed to be wicked.
Right.
He can't be righteous. It's impossible. The Most High have created all things for himself, even the wicked, for the day of evil. He was literally created to be the wicked.
To play that role.
To play that role, he cannot be righteous.
It's like
I
when
don't
you
care
look
what he
at,
do.
When you take like second generation sports stars, whatever, you know, their dads played in the pros and they play in the pros and they're great too. It's in their blood.
Right.
It's in the Edomites' blood for them to be wicked, man.
Yep, that's right. Yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly, and will not behold the majesty of the Lord.
Read that again.
God. Let favor be shown to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly,
21.
and will not behold the majesty of the Lord.
Yeah, and he's always dealing unjustly. Unjustly is his favorite game. He loves to be unjust. That's why Jake wants to know why they get shot in the street and killed by Esau, because he's unjust.
Those are those agendas that he
And
put out there.
he's doing what the Most High put him in the earth to do.
That's right.
To go against Jacob.
I got
Didn't Esau say in Genesis, I will slay my brother Jacob?
That's right.
something real quick.
He's
on
still
that.
doing that.
Yep. Even prior to that moment when they were in the womb, they were fighting together.
Fighting, yep.
It's the battle against good and evil.
You got something real
This
quick?
is,
Let him get that real quick.
It's the book of Romans, chapter 9, verse 20. It's 9, verse 19. Thou wilt say then unto me, why does he yet find fault? For who have resisted his will? Nay, but O man, who art thou that repliest against the Most High? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus?
Right. Can Esau say, well, Lord, why did you make me to be Esau? You were just formed that way.
Right.
Now you got to play out your role in the movie. Go ahead.
Have not the potter power over the clay?
Yeah, he has power over the clay. We're just happy that the Lord made us Israelites.
That's right.
We're not going to complain, even though we're in a low state right now. But we know what's promised.
Yep.
See, Esau, he's living it up. Go ahead.
Of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor?
Yeah, Jacob was made to be the righteous. Jacob was made to inherit the kingdom. Esau was meant to be under Jacob. The elder shall serve the younger. Right?
That's right.
Go ahead.
What if the Most High, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured much long suffering of vessels of wrath fitted to destruction, that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy, which he had afore prepared unto glory.
Yeah, hey, I sent out that meme and I had a picture of Jake sleeping peacefully, and it said,
Yeah.
how I go to sleep knowing I'm not an Edomite.
Yeah.
Nice and peaceful, you know?
Yeah.
Because even though, like I said, even though Jacob's on the bottom, we know that we're at the end of Esau's world.
Yeah, we got the promise. Just like when you read 2 Maccabees, the 7th chapter, when they was getting put to death, they knew that at the end of the day, they was going to get resurrected and inherit everlasting life. And that them people was going to be under them.
And like the scriptures say, Moses, he chose to suffer with his people rather to enjoy
sin for a season.
Yeah, sin for pleasures for a season. Because that's all this really is. Like all our people that's on top, like LeBron James or all the people, all the celebrities, so to speak, because they really not on top, but you know what I mean. All the things that they have, that's pleasures for a little season.
A little fame, couple coins.
Because the missiles are gonna, first of all, the missiles are gonna destroy everything that they have, or they're gonna get judged by the Most High. So, and then you got to do all types of freaky shit to get that type of stuff. So it's really no point. Oh, go ahead, my bad.
And it's not never really yours anyway, because they could freeze your shit, come take your shit. So it ain't even really yours.
Just get a little privileges. You know, that's all they really get. They get a few privileges. Isaiah 10:5. O Assyrian, the rod of mine anger, and the staff in their hand is mine indignation. Okay? And the Edomites, they were made to be what? The Most High's rod of his anger, man. Okay? Just like when the scriptures talk about how he is a violent man, neither keep it at home.
That's the spirit.
He made him that way. He made him into a violent man that oppresses, man.
Bring it up.
Yeah, you got it, go ahead.
This is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2. And the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie.
Yeah, that's talking about the prophecies. The prophecies are speaking. You know, there's so much things happening on the planet, we can't keep up with it. So many things happening that's pushing this society away. You know, because this place is through, man. Go ahead.
Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry.
So we got to have patience. Scriptures say, let patience have her perfect work. So it's going to come. Go ahead.
Verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith.
Yeah, that's talking about Esau. His soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. All right. But the just shall live by faith, which tells you in Hebrews 11:6, without faith it is impossible to please him. Go ahead.
Yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell.
Yeah, he has I think, matter of fact, I think America, they basically police the whole world. They got the most military bases in different countries than anybody. I think they call them like garrisons, little military bases, little garrisons.
That's why he's the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. His military covers the whole world.
Now they got military bases in certain places, but those places can't put a military base here.
Right.
You know, but here it is, the big bad Babylon. They could do what they want to do though. They got military bases. I don't know in all the countries, but like I said, let one of them countries try to put something here.
Or
It won't happen.
America won't even let Russia build a military base in Canada. That ain't even their country. They'll say fuck you, Canada.
And that explains the point that the brother Yasharan was saying, how you know, Esau is the hammer of the earth. It's the Most High's.
Get that in Isaiah 51.
You know it.
Jeremiah, yeah, Salaki.
You know that, and that explains why the scriptures say that.
Yep, the hammer of the earth.
Continuing on at verse 5. Yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man.
Proud man, he's proud. Go ahead.
Neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied.
Right, here it is. He's telling you how to live in your land. He's policing the whole world, but he ain't got his shit right in his own house.
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? This fucking shit is polluted, but he trying to tell you how to live.
Trying to go clean up somebody else's crib with his house dirty.
But they house already straight. Some, like we always say, some of them Ishmaelites, like they should be kind of in order. You know, the children listen.
Yep.
The man, woman, you know, it's in order. You know, they don't be, well, now they do, but they didn't used to have that democracy and shit over there, man. You know, he's tearing down their way of living. Go ahead. That's why it says neither keep it at home.
And is as death,
And is as death. Go ahead.
cannot be satisfied, but gathered unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
Right, Aaron Russo, he asked Rockefeller, he said, yo, why the fuck you want to chip these people when you got everything? He said, what's the point? He said, you got all the money, you got gold, money, you got everything.
Right.
Why do you want to chip people? And he said, Rockefeller said, total control. They don't see, Esau don't want you to have it's not a free place. He don't want you to have no freedom. The nigga want to chip you, man.
Yeah.
So that's what it's about.
And it's prophesied in Revelation, the 13th chapter, just to put it out there, you know. But if y'all brothers got something else, y'all got it.
Read that verse again.
Come on. Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 5. Yeah, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home.
And the wine is the philosophies that he pushes in the earth. Go ahead.
Who enlargeth his desire as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people.
All right, give me Jeremiah 50 and 23. That was the demon that was pulling her pants down. Now she yelling down the street.
And
Somebody give her a hot dog, man.
Right.
Some barbecue sauce on it.
She was staring in the reflection over there for a while before she pulled her pants down.
Spirits.
Just staring
spirits,
there.
man. But people say that there's no such thing as spirits.
Go ahead.
What'd you say it was?
50 and 23.
50 and 23.
Yeah.
Jeremiah 50 and 23. How is the hammer of the earth, of the whole earth, cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations?
Yeah, see, the Lord, basically, that's a question, because the Lord has it to where these people in America, they don't ever believe that this society can go down. When you ask, like, an average American, like, about, can this place be taken down? They'll say, no, we got the biggest military. We'll just bomb them. We'll just do that. We'll just do this. They've been built up to be a proud people. But they don't know what the prophecy says. It says, how is the hammer of the earth broken?
Oh, hey, and it says next, I have laid a snare for thee.
Yeah.
A snare is a trap, man. And the Lord has laid a trap, like it said in Habakkuk. What was it? What does it say in the sixth verse?
See, America is like that bear, that big ass grizzly, right?
Last line in the sixth verse. What does it say? But
sixth verse?
The thick clay.
Oh, come
Read the last line.
Verse 6, it reads, shall not all these take up a parable against them, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay.
Right, thick clay, and that's talking about the debts, man. This place is so drowned in debt. Okay? And ever since America got in that serious debt, it's just been weakening.
Yep.
Slowly over time, man.
Yep.
Slowly over time, to the point where these other nations are starting to use the dollar against it, man. Because once the currency goes, it's it.
Yeah, and Russia pretty much cut the dollar.
How they gonna pay the military if your money ain't worth shit?
And that's the spirit, because in the Roman Empire, their military was spread too thin. And if you notice, the Lord put the spirit on these devils and these commanders or whatever type of rank they is in the military. Their military is all over the world. The American military, so it's possible that the Babylonian American military can be spread too thin, because they everywhere. You know.
So in a way, this place isn't really securely defended, because
no walls.
Ain't no walls, and the military spread thin.
Yeah,
they everywhere but where they need to protect.
The military is supposed to be for defense, man, but America just has like a purely offensive military, man. It's just made. It's not made for protecting its own self. It's made for taking over others.
And like the brother said, he said, the Lord have made a snare. I was gonna say America's like that big grizzly bear, right? You in the forest walking around, and they hit that bear trap, right? And they get caught, and that bear get caught in that trap, and it's over.
Yeah,
You know, they be having those joints, they clamp, right?
Hey, well, that's
done.
That's prophesied in the book of Obadiah, that these other nations are gonna, assemble against her. You know?
Russia
Russia
and China finna be on the U.S. ass sooner than later. They've been fighting words, threats. You know, China basically said they sick of this shit. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not the world superpower no more.
And they're tag teaming. They're tag teaming America by what? Diminishing its influence. You know, trying to weaken it. Make it weak.
Those nations were meant to go up against America. Go back to that, what you had real quick.
Jeremiah 50:24. I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and was not aware.
Caught your ass off guard.
Well, hey, just like when was it Revelation 17 and 16, right? A lot of America's own allies are going to turn against it.
Yep.
Okay, and they're not even aware of it. Look at your president. He ain't aware of shit.
That nigga got one leg. He got one leg on the hospital bed.
He could barely even read off the damn teleprompter.
They suggested he take one of those mental tests to see if he was mentally fit to to be leading and rolling. He ain't even take the test.
He's in the same state as America.
Right, Omen. He's like walking Omen.
Oh, where does it say? So, as the king is, so is the people. Y'all really elected this nigga. Like, he really is sick. He's done. How old is he?
He like 79 or
Come on, man.
Shit like that.
Come on, man.
Older, yeah, he old.
Yeah, and go look up some old videos of Biden from just a few years ago. Completely different mental state, man.
Nigga through, man.
He was actually sharp a few years ago.
Shit, he got dementia and Alzheimer's. He belonged in a nursing home.
I got this in.
Go ahead.
What
17. It was 17.
17 and 16.
This is Revelation chapter 17, verse 16.
Slack, I know we're bouncing around, but
That's the spirit. That's the spirit.
And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore.
Right, and the 10 horns are those original EU nations, right? And they're starting to hate the whore now. Okay, they don't have the same close alliance with America that they used to have.
And shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire.
They gonna jump her.
Basically.
They gonna jump her.
Yeah.
Eventually the bully gets bullied. Right? You literally been fucking everybody up on the whole planet.
Right.
Just bullying niggas. But the nations, they tired of that shit, man.
Yep.
They don't. Well, go ahead.
And one of the things that really led to the beginning of that was back during the Iraq War, right? America promised a lot of these nations that went with it all these spoils and oil contracts and that, and they screwed a lot of those countries out of those oil contracts.
Yep.
You know?
And why? Because they got their military to back it up if you want to get tough.
Yeah.
We just beat you up.
And they got
Our
that big
weapons are
economy.
bigger. Yeah, our weapons are bigger. Our dollar is stronger. And we just bigger than you.
Yeah, and actually think about,
That's what Rome did.
Yeah.
and this just happened recently with the U.S. withdrawing troops from Afghanistan. The Taliban taking over Afghanistan already. I was just reading that yesterday and this morning. The Taliban already ran Afghan troops up out of there. Just as soon as the U.S. withdrew their troops, the Taliban ran in there and took that shit over, just like that.
Yep. And like we said, man, eventually the bully gets bullied. Right? You're not gonna be the bully forever. That's why the Lord set up Russia, China, right? Dudes that's just as big as you, right? They got muscle too.
And they're growing, whereas you're declining.
Yep. Yep.
They're making alliances. You know,
They making pacts. They don't want your money because they know it ain't really worth nothing. Remember those? I think it was Ishmaelites. Might have been Ishmaelites or Edomites, but they was blowing their nose with the dollar.
Oh yeah,
That was a few years ago.
That was Ishmael.
They was setting the dollar on fire.
I got
You know?
a precept too.
Go ahead.
This is okay, Slakia. This is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near.
Hold on, let's just go by. Yeah, because the Lord has put the spirit of war in the air. When you read in Exodus, it says the Lord is a man of war.
That's right.
And this is basically the prophecy of what brothers was just talking about. All right. This is Joel chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up.
Because all these nations, they can kind of see that World War III is in the beginning stages, man. They can see that that it's being formed and that there's no doubt going to be a big conflict soon.
Just like recently with China creating all of those nuclear, over 100 nuclear silos in the desert over there somewhere. It was over 100 of them.
Yep. They beating their kind. That's the fulfillment of this chapter, this verse. Verse 10. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears.
Right, and that's getting ready for war, man. All right, it's not just about Iran and China and Russia. Turkey's building up their military. All right, Libya, a bunch of these weaker nations
Small countries
are buying Russian weaponry and Chinese weaponry.
missile defense systems, jets,
Even Europe.
and that's also another reason why the U.S. and Turkey is pretty much about to stop being allies, because Turkey is buying missile defense systems and fighter jets from Russia.
Well, that's in Ezekiel 38. Gomer, which was a Turkish people, Gomer and all his bands, meaning all his armies. Turkey has a very large standing army. They're going to be siding with Russia.
And Iran, the Iranian leader, he said he's not even going to meet President Biden. He's not even going to meet him. He said ain't no talking about no nuclear deals. Ain't no talking, ain't no meeting.
You can't beat what the scriptures say, man. The roster of World War III is in Ezekiel 38, right? And even years ago, we were talking about that. We were talking about how all these people out here in the world, Turkey has a great relationship with America, and look, 5, 6, 7 years later, it's on the brink of collapse. That relationship, man. We were prophesying that Turkey was going to be on the side of Russia, and that's a big player, man. That's a big player because they're a member of NATO.
Yeah.
Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, to and gather yourselves together round about.
Right. Let the weak say, I am strong, man. You know? Upgrades, upgrades, upgrades. Getting ready for war. All right? Not just getting ready for war, but their economies are growing, man. They call them, what do they call them in the economic circles? They call them developing nations, which means that they're upgrading from third world to second world, and some from second world to first world.
Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened, and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
The Valley of Jehoshaphat. That's over there in the Middle East, around the Persian Gulf area. It's a whole bunch of countries over there with they ships and artillery. It's a lot of artillery in that small location, and they all go link up over there and they go brawl it out.
Verse 13. Come on, just a little bit more. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down from the press, for the press is full. The fat overflow, for their wickedness is great. Multitudes in the valley of decision, for the day of the Lord is near in the valley of decision. Yeah.
All right, this is Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 1. It says, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog in the land of Magog,
Which is Russia.
the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against him.
Well, hey, I believe one of those, I can't remember which one, but either Meshach or Tubal represents what? Ukraine, man. If you look at a map, that's where it is. You know, we see all this going on with Ukraine right now and Russia.
Yep. And say, thus saith the Lord power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, and the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws.
Well, hey, the brother Elder Malcolm out of Chicago, he did a video on that the other day. I believe it was him.
Yeah, it was
about putting hooks into Russia's jaws, man, bringing them back into that warlike power, that old way.
So what is it? USSR?
USSR.
Yep.
Yeah, USSR.
They actually, he also did a video a couple days ago where there was a recent event where Russia just made an act of war against America, but because America wasn't, wasn't prepared, they completely ignored it. They didn't put it on the news media or nothing.
Trying to sweep it.
Just like what a Britain warship deliberately went through Russian waters, and Russia was firing warning shots at the ship. And Russia was basically like, yo, y'all keep coming through these waters, y'all might get hit.
Hey, that's that war spirit, man. Verse 4, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. And
It sounded like NFAC is Russia is the real NFAC, the real not fucking around.
Right. That's right.
Because the U.S. and the other countries could play them games with China and the Southeast China Sea and the Taiwan Straits and all of that. But you can't really go over there messing around in them Russian waters like that, because they will shoot at you.
They ain't fucking around. And I will bring thee forth and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. What does that sound like? That sounds like war, man.
Yeah. And no military weapons.
Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya.
Ooh.
With them. Go ahead.
Persia, that's the Iranians, right? Iran, Ethiopia, Libya. We know America was messing with Libya, but now Libya is built back up, and they have a big collaboration with Russia. So I'm getting a little.
No, you good. You good.
Tongue.
It says Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya, with them, all of them with shield and helmet. And that's basically that's how they were back then. That's how they were dressed for war. With the helmet, the shield. You know? It says Gomer and all his bands.
Right, Gomer being Turkey and all his bands, meaning what? All his armies, man. The old Ottoman Empire.
Yep. The house of Togarmah of the north quarters and all his bands and many people with thee. Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them.
Right, and that's what Russia is. They're a guard unto these smaller nations, which they have alliances with, man. Because America is known for going back on their alliances, but Russia isn't really known for that. You know, a lot of these nations, they have a lot. Like Syria has an alliance with Russia going back almost 100 years.
Yep.
You know, and they've kept that. They've kept that pact with them.
Iran and Russia, they got a good relationship. Iran basically backs. Russia basically backs Iran.
And Syria. That's what I meant. Syria. Syria has a 100-year pact.
And that's the nations are assembling, you know, for war.
But that was basically it on that.
And eventually, you know, when you go into the book of Obadiah, it speaks about how these other nations are actually gonna are gonna all send missiles on this place. You know?
Well, it says in was it in Isaiah 13 when it's talking about Russia? Mainly, it says that what they're not going to desire gold or silver. Okay, that's not what Russia's all about. Whereas America's all about the money, man, and power. Russia's not about that. They just want to be the. I think Putin said years ago. He said we're going to be the anti-new world order. You know, we're going to be the anti-world order. You know?
Yeah, look at him and then look at Biden. Look at the when you see
even the demeanors.
Yeah, when you see my man Vladimir, it's a totally different. You can't tell if he old or young, really,
Right.
because he got that same demeanor.
Yeah.
He like a Kawhi Leonard. You can't tell if he's angry. Can't tell if he's happy.
Awesome.
He just got that straight, demeanor.
Yeah.
He don't look like he about to croak.
He look like a cold-blooded.
He look like,
He do look cold.
and that's the same spirit that his country is in. And America is in the same spirit as Biden, about to be dead.
Yeah.
And he made that.
Full of weirdness.
And he made that speech about how the American presidents are just being guided by what is it called? They call it the deep state.
Yeah.
They might get elected, they might have good intentions, but then the men in black suits get a hold of them and they say, "This is how it's gonna go, and if you don't like it, well, we know everything about you. We know everything about your family."
Or we could just John F. Kennedy your ass.
Trump has some fire in him. He was more lively.
That's what Putin said. He said he was a lot sharper than Biden. Which even Trump was a fucking dumbass.
This is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 7. It says, Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
The nations have drunken of her wine. These philosophies, man, this feminism and all this bullshit. And they're finding out that it's just corrupting their people.
Yep.
Causing a lot of disorder.
Yep.
It's causing a lot of confusion and havoc.
Because they're finding out what the true intent of the New World Order is.
His way of living is death.
That's right.
Verse 8, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain, if so, she may be healed.
I mean, we're talking about a group of elites here who've come together and decided the best path to take over the world is to break up the family unit.
Divide and conquer.
And the elites don't even live here. They don't even live in America.
They're just busy.
Because this place ain't shit. Like, to the average person, they might think this is the greatest place, but the elites know that they like, this fucking place is through.
This is
man.
garbage. Because if you actually go look up places like Sweden and places in Italy, Sweden, and over there overseas,
beautiful.
It's beautiful,
Yep.
and like the way of life is just totally different. Like it's
more
real
of a uppity lifestyle.
Yeah, super uppity luxury lifestyle.
Yeah.
America is like fucking, it's bullshit.
Like Denmark, man. They said that place is like fucking Disney.
Yep.
Yeah, it's places where shit. They got places over there. It's not even no
murders or nothing.
Israelites living there. It's just
You ask Jake,
filthy
yo,
rich
if
Edomites.
you ask Jake, yo, you could go on a month vacation right now. Where would you go? Niggas would say somewhere in America.
Yep.
Miami.
Right.
Go to Florida. It's a whole fucking globe, man.
Right.
Niggas want to go down south. You
They
know,
want to go to California.
it's a whole globe, bro. Like,
Right.
why would you stay in this country?
Right.
Right.
That's how conditioned they've been.
Mm-hmm.
Vegas. I get a month. Oh, Vegas.
Yeah, so they
Come on,
junking
bro.
with that wine. That's a clear example.
It's a whole world. Like, you can go anywhere.
Right.
Jake they would stay in Babylon.
They want to go to the ATL.
Yeah, Cascades.
Right.
Come on, man.
Some bullshit.
You gotta think, man. When the elites have fun, they don't go to Vegas.
No.
They go to fucking different caves in the earth. They explore the earth. They don't go.
They somewhere where the water's pretty, the beach is pretty and clean.
You go to fucking
Palm
Australia,
trees
New
and
Zealand, and
Right.
Hey, they were blessed with the fatness of the earth.
Yeah.
All of the beautiful places on the earth. You know, the Lord allowed them to enjoy those places.
Yeah. I was just saying that because Jake, like, if you ask Jake, they small-minded.
Right.
They don't have the ruling class mentality to think that there's actually a globe. It's not just America. It's not just your city. Like, it's a world out there, man. You know, and that's what the elect is going to do. We're going to explore the world and other planets as well.
That's right.
Niggas will go to another ghetto
Mm-hmm.
for vacation.
It's crazy, man.
That don't make no fucking sense.
Verse 9, it says, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, let us go everyone into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. The Lord hath brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare in Zion the work of our Lord. Power. Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. The Lord hath raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes, for his device is against Babylon to destroy it.
Yeah, hey, the scriptures mention the arrows. What are the arrows?
Yep.
The arrows are the ICBM nuclear missiles. You know, which is, and it also mentions the Medes, which is Russia.
Yep.
They're gonna shoot those missiles on Babylon the Great, which is also known as America today.
Hey, it says make bright the arrows.
Right.
Because remember in Terminator 2, when the missiles hit, it's super bright.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's a brightness you can't explain.
If you look at that flash, you'll go blind.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a brightness you really can't explain.
Yeah, there was I seen something on the History Channel where there was this Japanese guy who seen that explosion in Hiroshima from a distance. He said he put his hands against the window because he couldn't believe it. He said he could literally see his bones like an X-ray, and then he went blind for years.
And those wasn't even nukes; those were atomic, right?
Yeah.
A nuclear missile is way stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Those were atomic bombs. You know, now imagine a updated ICBM,
Man,
right?
yo,
With all that technology in
A
it.
hypersonic.
Yeah.
yo, the scriptures says something about being 10 times.
That's the eyes of the Lord.
Oh,
Let's talk about the
Slakia.
angels.
Hey man, when you look at how they dropped they dropped that atomic bomb from a plane. These are missiles that float up in
outer
space. They
space.
find a target and they crash into that Earth.
So
Fast as
imagine
they can.
that impact alone.
Those missiles, those nukes, they come out of the silos. They go into the heavens, into the outer space, and then they come down.
Like a fucking dart. They're not being dropped.
Right.
They're being thrown.
That's why the
like a
scripture.
fastball.
It's lucky. That's why the Lord said the earth is going to reel to and fro like a drunkard. Can you imagine those nukes just, you know what I'm saying? Man, going into the earth's crust.
Yeah, I'm about to say, when they hit the earth, they going in the earth deep.
Yeah.
They not just going a couple feet. They going in the earth deep.
Hey, and that shows you the power of the Lord, because the earth is still going to be preserved. The Lord is just using those missiles for his judgment, but also to cleanse the earth. So that shows you that the Lord is really in control of the earth. You know? It says, make bright the arrows, gather the shields. The Lord hath raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes, for his device is against Babylon to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of the Lord. Slakia, because of the vengeance of the Lord, the vengeance of his temple.
That's
Set up the Slakia. Set up the. Verse 13, set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon. Make the watch strong, set up the watchmen. Prepare the ambushes. For the Lord hath both devised and done that which he spake against the inhabitants of Babylon.
And this go be an ambush.
Yep. O thou that dwellest upon many waters, and that's how you know it's talking about Babylon the Great, because what does it say in Revelation 17? I will show thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. You know?
And that whore is
America.
America, yeah.
It says, O thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures, right? America's abundant in treasures. That's why it says the nations, they will come over here and they will wax rich. You know?
That's right.
It says, O thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures, thine end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness. So this place is through, man. Even when you look at the entertainment, it's truly bread and fucking circus, man.
For real.
Like boxing, right?
You got Riddick Bowe fucking fight this year.
Oh my goodness.
It's truly bread and circus.
Yeah.
You got these damn celebrities, Chad Johnson, Nate Robinson,
Making a mockery of themselves.
that
man.
shit wasn't heard of 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Because it's true, Salaki, it's truly bread and circus.
Yep.
Like, I'm happy to see Wilder and Fury 3 come up.
Right.
Because that's a real boxing match.
But now it's getting to a point, I cut you off, brother.
Nah, you good.
It's getting to a point where these celebrities, they so desperate for money
Yeah.
that they're putting their
They lives damn near.
they're putting their reputation at risk. They're embarrassing themselves just for a payday. You know?
You just train for a couple months.
A freak show.
You ain't a real fighter. You can't just train for a couple months, man.
I listened to I think 85 South Shore, I think it's called that.
Yeah.
And I listened to a small clip, and the Country Wayne dude, he was like, yeah, you know, this COVID situation came in and they cut off our money. Because they wasn't able to do shows. They wasn't able to make money. So he said that he had to go back to social media. He had to start making videos on Facebook and YouTube and shit again. So when the world got put on lockdown, a lot of these people, money got cut off. Their income got cut off. And you know, if you live in a certain way, that money go dwindle down fast. If you live in a certain way and you ain't got no income coming in, you think you want to live lavishly, it costs to live lavishly. And if you don't got a steady income, you gonna go broke. Just like a lot of NBA players go broke after a while.
And a
lot of celebrities go broke after a while, especially once they step out of the big scene. That money disappear if they haven't invested in nothing.
And you're gonna be in distress real quick, because what money do, it puts you in a comfortable state of mind, you know, and you get stressed out.
You don't have it, you panic.
Yeah, you start to panic. You're uncomfortable. You know, your peace is basically taken away from you.
Your girl go leave you.
Yeah.
She done got used to that lifestyle, so now she about to go somewhere and try to find the lifestyle.
And before you know it, you bugged out doing some crazy shit. You know, like getting into a ring, and getting knocked out by a fucking YouTuber.
Yep. Like
You know?
Nate Robinson.
Right.
But like I said, this is truly bread and circus, man. It's truly bread and circus.
Or even worse stuff than that. Yeah, you're right.
Got something?
It's Revelation chapter 17. And there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will shew unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. And there go many waters again. How many times have we read many waters today?
Yep.
From the Old Testament to the New Testament. With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication.
Yeah, we were speaking about how America will force their democracy and their way of living on you. And not only that, different decrees and all types of things. That's all a part of their fornication.
Ideology, philosophies,
Yep.
doctrines.
Yep, doctrines. Yep.
Wine.
Wine,
That's that wine, man. You know?
So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color.
Yeah, that beast having 7 heads and 10 horns. It's talking about NATO and the EU. You know, and that scarlet and that woman that's sitting upon it is it's talking about America.
Well, hey, you had the G7. What was it? A few weeks ago, they had the G7 summit, and all these leaders were standing around this pillar, and on the pillar it said NATO 2030, meaning what? Agenda 2030, man, or the Great Reset. And which is supposed to be concluded by 2030, man.
And what do the scriptures say? His inward thought is that his house shall continue forever. So they're planning and planning and planning.
I can't see 2030.
But it tells you in Job that the Most High is going to allow him not to perform his enterprise.
But what that means is the plan's in action, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying, you know? We're going to get this new world order by 2030, so you better be ready. People are going to die. Shit's going to get crazy. There's going to be more pandemics. There's going to be wars, famines.
I seen a video last night. A brother shared it. It said the earliest warning from a cartoon. It was a black and white cartoon, and in the cartoon it said how to take over the world. And they had the vaccinations, they had the chaos, they had all of that. And this was like from years ago in a black and white cartoon. So they constantly telling themselves. And decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great.
Well, hey, I'm getting back into that 2030 thing, man. Right in the middle of the first lockdowns was when World Economic Forum coined that phrase, Agenda 2030 and Great Reset. So that
and they was flagging brothers' videos just for saying Great Reset.
Yeah, they were basically telling everyone, listen, the plan's in action. It's starting. Get ready. And that's what the scriptures are saying, pretty much. Plan's in action, man.
Every time you turn on the news, Great Reset, Great Reset.
They're gonna try and perform, like the brother was quoting, they're gonna try and perform their enterprise.
The mother of harlots and abominations of the earth.
Well,
I mean, you break that down.
The mother of harlots and abominations of the earth.
Yep.
And also, when you break that down into numerical it's a number. It adds up to 666. You know, mother of harlots, the abominations of the earth. Can you read that one more time?
The mother of harlots and abominations of the earth.
If you was to break that down in a numeric form, you would get 666. You know.
And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints.
That's the Israelites.
And with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua.
Yeah, because the Israelites were the bloods of the Israelites were shed here. You know, and all the prophets.
Some of us gonna get put to death.
Yeah, gonna be martyrs.
And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration.
Because America is considered a great place. These foreigners, when they come here, they're coming here thinking this place is paved with gold, you know. But once they get here and they stay here for a few months, they find out that this shit is a shithole. You know, they want to go back to their country. Go ahead. And
you got to think. This is a man speaking from thousands of years ago that's seen a vision of this place.
Yeah, that's what he was talking about, because John saw this place at his height.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it was great, so to speak.
Right.
The stuff he's saying didn't even exist in that time. So he
wandered after it in his vision.
Yeah, you know, he great admiration, looking around like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, this thousands of years ago. So imagine us seeing the world thousands of years from now in the kingdom. We go be looking at the kingdom in admiration. Yeah. Like, wow, this is unreal.
All this, you
not comparing Babylon to the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
But
you see the knowledge was increased. You know, you see all this technology around.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well, he saw the chip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He saw the chip too.
And he seen what we didn't see. Yeah.
He seen what we getting ready to see.
Yeah.
Right.
You know? Go ahead. Well, I got a quick precept.
All right.
Job 5:12. He disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise. And I just wanted to read it because we was paraphrasing it. You know, he disappointeth the devices of the crafty, so their hands cannot perform their enterprise. They New World Order.
Yeah.
Got something?
Right before he was full. And the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman, and of the beast that carrieth her.
Yeah, the mystery of the woman, which is Babylon, and the beast that carrieth her. It's all a system. You know? And Apostle Gabar brought out years ago how the word system means pit. But America's definitely a pit. Designed to swallow your ass.
And you will get the mark of the pit.
The mark of the beast. M.O.B. Go ahead.
Which hath the 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and go into perdition.
Yeah, that's the beast that was and is not is Rome. You know, but Rome, this is Rome 2.0. You know?
And they that dwell on the earth shall wander, whose names were not written in the book of life, from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is.
And America's the new Roman Empire. We always say that. This is like, it's an extension of the fourth beast. You know? And the one thing beautiful about this word is that when the Lord makes a promise that he's going to bring down the kingdom, he brings it down. He brings it down.
That's right.
So this place is not designed to last forever.
Yep.
The scriptures speak about Satan shall be loosed for a little season.
That's right.
Just a little season. You know, it seems long in the flesh, but in the Lord's time, it's just it's a short time.
A couple seconds, a couple minutes.
It's a short time.
Yeah.
That's why I say it again. The scriptures say, let patience have her perfect work.
That's right. Like, what's a couple
And
hundred?
patience possess ye your soul.
Yeah. What's a couple years to a eternity? A vapor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's how the scriptures describe our, I think it describes our lives as a vapor, basically.
Because you got to think, 500 years is only half a day to the Lord. 250 years is just a quarter of a day.
1 minute, 1 minute.
You know, then you just keep on breaking it down and shit. We don't even live a full 100 years in this bitch.
Yeah, and
So,
change the
so
darkness.
we
man.
just around for a moment. And it say, they that dwell on the earth shall wander, whose names are not written in the book of life, and that's what these people doing. They just wandering.
Darkness.
They just wandering in the dark.
Yeah, it says that we are not of them that sleep, right? The scriptures say we are not of them that sleep.
Let me get that.
We're children of the light. You know, and what gave us the light? The knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. The Lord blew that breath into us, and now we can see the world for what it really is. We know that men love darkness rather than light. This world is full of darkness and blasphemy. Solomon described it. King Solomon described it as vanity, and he searched out everything.
Yeah.
And he said, vanity, vanity, all is vanity up under the sun, man. Now, when the kingdom is established and righteousness wins, all right, it's not going to be vanity.
Right. You want to know why? The main reason why? Because we're not going to be subject under sin anymore.
Yep.
You know, what's the wages of sin? Death.
And Esau is not going to be in power. That's
right.
another big reason. You know? Go ahead, we get one more, then we close it up. You got something? All right, so, Lord willing, you brothers were edified. We want to give all praise, honor, and glory
To Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, HaKadosh.
Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone.
That's right.
All right, Lord willing, you brothers were edified. Peace and blessings and salutations to the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.